It's War Week Friday. So today we discuss a U.S. spy, the Ukrainians delivering an e-bike via air drone, Cybertrucks, drones flying through windows, ground drones launching air drones, and more. Okay, let's go.
Conflict, politics, military-industrial complex, technology, war. The Flash Traffic Podcast.
Yeah, what was he thinking? Do you think the Russians give a shit about the Abrams tank at this point?
A little
Do you
bit.
think they're like,
Well, I thought you were going to say, do they care about him? He is an expendable moron.
he's not a well cultivated agent within the United States military?
So it's like that important to you to like know what like the radio system is of an Abrams? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, nobody gives a shit about the
Like
Abrams
Russia.
tank.
Russia,
Even
you
Russia.
got a lot more problems than worrying about an Abrams tank.
No.
Okay.
It's anyways.
Whatever, man. Yeah. I just work here.
So we were just talking about 22-year-old Army soldier just got indicted for espionage, trying to give parts or information about the Abrams tank specifically to the Russians. Okay, whatever.
He must have been at what? Fort Hood? Western District of
Fort Sill.
Fort Sill, Texas?
Yeah.
Fort Sill is in Oklahoma. This is Fort Hood, Texas.
The article said Fort Sill, didn't it? Screenshot coming up.
So why is the Western District of Texas prosecuting him?
No idea. Hold on. Yeah. Fort Bliss. What did I say? Fort
Bliss.
Sorry,
yeah.
Fort Bliss. My bad.
Fort Bliss, Texas.
We were both wrong.
Right. So that's
Fort Bliss, El Paso.
So that is the armored center where it could be Russia. U.S. armored divisions are located. So obviously this dude has a TSSCI clearances. He's got to be some kind of intel analyst. Like a tanker doesn't have that clearance and won't. He's got to be an MI guy.
He's probably an MI guy.
Attached there, assigned there.
If he's 22 years old and he has a TSSCI, how else would he possibly have access to that information?
He's a military intel analyst, with access to this. What an
trust none of
idiot!
Them.
What an idiot! How much? I mean, I'd like to know. It doesn't say. I'd like to know how much is Russia paying him for this. Like, you'll be surprised at how little Americans will commit espionage for. Like, how little they actually get. Like, because all intelligence services are going to lowball you. I bet you Russia's like, we'll give you 10 grand. Oh, okay, that's so much money. I could buy a used Kia for that. That's great. I bet you they weren't paying him shit.
No. He probably is just doing it. It didn't even sound, I mean, the reports are early, but ideologically, he wasn't even very well aligned. Maybe it was just...
It probably had nothing to do with it. He's a 22-year-old. What do they say in men? I don't know if it's the same as women. I assume women are smarter. The men's frontal lobe don't develop till like the mid-20s. So this guy's a 22-year-old idiot in the Army. Obviously some kind of MI guy to have a TSSCI clearance. And you're going to sell out some portion of you're in the DOD, you're going to sell out the organization you're working for, probably for 10 grand. You might be surprised how little these guys are offered. And then the dude you're meeting with, what was it, an FBI agent with a fake Russian accent? And you get rolled up by this dude, you idiot. For what? For some bullshit part of the M1 Abrams, which you and I have ridiculed online when Australia says they gave like 49 M1A1 Abrams to Ukraine. Who cares? They don't do anything. They don't get you anything. They're drone bait.
It's ridiculous.
The whole thing is ridiculous. He ruined his life over this. His life, I don't know if he can recover from this. You are a traitor. For to try to find out what the latest radio component was to a tank that's probably obsolete. And the dudes are putting in a manual how to ambush a drone by aiming your cannons in the air. Come on.
Yeah.
like, why even waste your time on this stuff?
It's all seems futile, but hey,
what an idiot.
Gotta make, everybody makes their choices. And this kid decided that it was a good idea to try to, give up his country secrets to the Russians, of all people. Maybe the Chinese would have been a better.
The Chinese probably would have laughed at him. They're like, let me know when you have placement and access to something we actually care about, something that actually matters. That's like giving like the latest tire contract to the Humvee. Why are you risking anything for something so trivial? But obviously there's something wrong with you if you're doing this to begin with.
Maybe you thought it was a test, right? You start small, you get in the system, here's a test of your loyalty. Give us what you got, and then as you rise up the ranks, you'll be a super spy someday.
Obviously, he forgot the informal motto of the FBI who rolled him up. They jokingly say, "Trust in God and verify everybody else." Obviously, he didn't do any of that. He verified nothing. But in the espionage game, how do you know anyone's real? Like, you look at the Ukrainians who recruit Russian assets in Russia. Look at the Ukrainians who recruit Russian citizens, and they think they're working for the FSB. They're thinking they're working for Russians. They're not. They're working for Ukrainians because they catfished you, but you can't prove any of this. How do you prove you're a Russian FSB asset? Take this dude into FSB headquarters in Moscow. We're legit. Come in the lobby. I'll get you coffee. This whole game, you got to convince someone of something. Ukraine has gotten good because they speak Russian. And for all intents and purposes, you can't tell that they're not Russian. They recruit Russian citizens to commit espionage against Russia because they think they're working for the Russian government, and they have no way to prove it otherwise. You're taking an extreme risk. Oh, yeah. But you got a vulnerability. I need money. I'm broke. Fuck the government. Whatever rationalization you do, man, you're taking a risk doing this game.
Well, the Ukrainians just arrested 2 teenagers for sabotage that the Russians recruited. I think that was this week. Yeah, they recruited them online, and then they just arrested them.
More idiots with undeveloped brains thinking like this is cool and I'm a spy and espionage. I watched Jason Bourne. That's cool until you go into a Ukrainian federal pound you in the ass facility for 10 to 15 years, bro. I hope it was worth it. Whatever cool little spy game, Call of Duty shit world you thought you lived in. I'm going to guess a Ukrainian prison ain't that comfortable compared to even Florence, Colorado. I bet you it's not an upgrade anywhere in Eastern Europe when you go in a federal penitentiary. I'm going out on a limb on this one. I've seen videos of Russian prisons. I'm sure Ukrainian ones are similar. It didn't look that groovy to me.
It's probably pretty cold too inside there.
You are human cattle. No one gives a shit about you in the federal prison system in Eastern Europe. And I know I'm crazy saying that.
Don't be a spy, kids.
That's I used to, little thing here, when I was in Guatemala doing language immersion training, I used to walk by a local prison every morning. It was on my way to school, and I'd sit here.
They used to whistle at you?
And I'd bullshit with one of the prison guards. They didn't speak English. So I would bullshit in Spanish to one of the prison guards that was outside the main gate and hey, what's up, morning, whatever. Dude, this prison was some medieval shit. Water leaking out of it, moss on it, this old school run down prison. I'm like, good God, what are the conditions like in there? It must be freaking horrific. But I'm like, well, going to Spanish class. See you, bro. See you tomorrow. He's like, catch you, man. Just some gumshoe paid $5 an hour to provide security outside this local prison. It looked medievally horrific. Just walking by.
I bet the school wasn't that great either in Guatemala.
Yeah, it was better than that, bro. Teachers were nice.
Bottom line, don't be a spy.
Yep.
It's not risks. Good for your future. Yeah.
This 22-year-old dumb fuck.
dipshit. War Week Friday. Let's go to this. The title of this, the headline here is Drones were used just, let me start over. Business Insider. Drones were just used to drop an electric bike on the battlefield for a stranded soldier, Ukrainian brigade says, end quote.
That's clever.
So the Ukrainians used one of their biggest drones. I guess it's called the Heavy Drop.
That's clever.
bigger than a Vampire drone, but
probably
almost the same size.
Probably sounds cooler in Latin.
In Latin, or you mean in Ukrainian?
Heavy drop helicopter probably sounds sexier in Latin or something. They got to come up with something a little more creative than that.
So this guy was the last of his unit, apparently, still alive, surrounded by the Russians. And the Ukrainians decided to use a big drone to drop a e-bike so he could ride out of it.
Smart.
Ride out of there. Let's look at it. Let me show you the video real quick. So this is a video, the real quick video of the drone carrying the e-bike, which weighs 90 pounds.
Don't get it caught in a tree, dipshit.
Apparently they did, and actually they lost 2 of them trying to get this into the guy. The Russians shot one down, and he actually was riding out and apparently hit a landmine. Blew up one of the e-bikes, and then they sent him another e-bike, and he got out. He escaped.
But he survived the landmine strike.
He did on
this
an
guy
e-bike.
Won the lotto.
So yes, he did.
But a couple things here. You're surrounded by the Russians and cut off. What the fuck happened? What went wrong? What happened to chain of command, support, reactionary force, whatever? I assume a lot of these guys are just hanging their asses out there in a squad. They're occupying a building. They got no support. Because you read this all the time. How are you guys getting rolled up and surrounded and captured? What the fuck is going on?
It happens all the time. It happens all the time.
Right. So, but there's obviously something wrong with your command and control and how you're fighting this war, and you're not supporting your guys properly. Like in the U.S. military, this should never happen. Like if, as a commander, if one of your units is surrounded or cut off, you fucked up somehow. And I know shit happens, but then you got mechanisms to deal with this because you don't leave anyone behind. And that's what I like about like the Ranger mentality, leave no man behind. The U.S. is maybe one of the few countries that will get more people killed trying to save a dude. Other countries just, like Russia just writes them off. Like, fuck it. They're surrounded. They're dead. Fuck them. Why would we waste a guy on it? The U.S. doesn't do that. The U.S. will get more people killed trying to save one dude.
Yeah,
now,
Black Hawk Down.
That says something about if you are surrounded or whatever, that someone's going to come and get you. Or someone's going to try to come and help you, and that helps you psychologically to keep doing this horrific job. But obviously, Ukraine's got a lot of issues. I hear about this way too often with the guys getting surrounded like this. What the fuck is your chain of command doing when this happens frequently?
It happens all the time.
Yeah, I got it.
In Sumy, it was happening like every day, and squads were getting trapped in Kursk. Because they were just surrounded, and they had to use the SSO to break in there, like an infiltration, to get squads out. And forget about evac. Medical evac was non-existent.
Bad command and control.
You're going to be there
leadership.
a week.
You got to question how the fundamentals of how they fight this war. Then we talked about this, where these units trained in Europe come back and then they dissolve. Like, what the fuck were you doing for X amount of months where you come back and you collapse as a unit? There's some fundamental basic leadership problems here where they still fight like Russians in the Soviet Union, and they don't get it yet. I hope they're getting it more and more. But when you see this, you're like, whatevs. You know what? The e-bike, that's a smart piece of equipment. Light, cheap, you can move fast, you can move quietly. You're drone bait if you're seen, but the e-bike has its utility. If you're using it at night for infiltration, for special operations, it can have some tremendous utility until it doesn't.
Yeah, we were talking. Well, I mentioned Black Hawk Down as an example of why we don't leave people. We don't leave people behind, and we're
Not
like you said,
willingly.
we will expend more casualties to rescue people. That's an example. But in the beginning of the movie, if you remember the movie,
Good
the
movie.
dude was riding a mountain bike. If you remember that, he was riding a mountain bike on doing recon on the. That was way before e-bikes. So maybe now e-bikes. I wonder if Special Forces uses e-bikes a lot more now.
So I had a buddy who was in 10th group from 82 to 86. I went to school with him. He got out. Obviously used a GI Bill, was in college. His team was a mountain bike team. And back then that was unusual. And we're like, what? Like, you're just supposed to walk in the woods in a patrol and have a backpack. And that was like our mentality. Like, it blew my mind because I hadn't done anything yet, that these guys rode mountain bikes. I'm like, well, what if you're gonna fly? I just didn't get it. He's like, yeah, we can go 20, 30 miles a day effortlessly. It's quiet. And I'm like, it blew my mind, but it's interesting. Even back in the 80s, it wasn't widely used, and I'm sure they were like, well, that's not how you do it. But they would use them. It can provide tremendous utility, used properly. I like the e-bike. I like the e-motorcycles. I'd use them conservatively at nighttime under nods.
I thought, it would be hard to do with nods. I mean, your vision obviously would be, your peripheral vision would be zero. And
better
look
than
at the
getting
ground
your ass whacked. Yeah, we'll figure it out, bro. I guess. You want to do a nighttime raid and whack some dudes? Well, figure it out.
But apparently that thing lifted the 90-pound e-bike about 2 kilometers was the distance.
That's pretty good.
So 2 clicks. So the guy, in theory, didn't have that far to go. So maybe he was injured, or, I mean, he can't egress 2 kilometers. Is a bike going to give you that much advantage?
Well, so if you're walking, that 2 kilometers could take you half an hour. On that bike, maybe you're out in a couple minutes.
Yeah, he just went for it. You think I'm going to go for it?
Well, yeah, dude. If I'm surrounded and dudes are coming for my ass, yeah, dude. I don't think I want to take a 30-minute stroll with drones looking for me. If I can make it in 4 minutes, going 60. How much you want to live, dude?
I don't think. You can't go 60. You think the guy goes 60 miles an hour?
You're about to Google.
Probably goes 22 miles an hour. I bet it. The average e-bike on a flat, sandy terrain, like he was riding, probably goes 20 miles an hour, maybe 25 miles an hour.
It says speed of an e-bike varies on several factors. Can reach up to 28 miles per hour.
Yeah,
legally.
I think that thing probably went maybe
here's another one.
100.
Let's say an electric bike can reach 45 miles per hour. So it all depends on the power of it, of what you can reach. Okay,
I'm just guessing it was probably 20 miles an hour on the sand.
Yeah,
it was kind of a dirt road.
Yeah, you pull the shit out of your ass. You know what you're talking about. But anyways, no different than usual. Whatever.
No, I think that was a pretty solid estimate.
I'm gunning that thing. I'm going as fast as I can. YOLO.
Yeah.
You don't want to be captured by the Russians, just FYI.
Nobody likes that.
That's not a good trajectory for you.
It's not a fun time.
Oh, they'll take care of me. Let bygones be bygones. No, dude. Nope.
They're not going to.
No.
Okay, look at this. Hey, War Week Friday. Cybertrucks wanted by Air Force as missile targets. The Air Force wants to buy 2 Cybertrucks to use as targets. Apparently, they buy a bunch of different kind of vehicles to test them to see what see if they can withstand different kind of missiles. Probably, my guess is the Ginsu Hellfire that we talked about. Was that last week? No, I guess that was a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago. Huh?
Yeah, so probably testing that because apparently, you tell me, you're the Tesla fanboy. Cybertrucks have stainless steel outer body. They're supposed to be bulletproof.
They're not.
So
made up bullshit by Elon Musk. Mil. Half the stuff Elon Musk says is complete and utter bullshit. You're a fool if you believe anything he says.
Yeah.
So Cybertruck, well, at
So
least Cybertruck is getting some use because sales are low because it's overpriced. They're priced anywhere from like 80 to 100K. No one's paying for that. You're not getting that much value out of it. Overpriced. Elon Musk first advertised that Cybertruck is selling for 50 or slightly under 50. Yeah, you'd sell a lot at that. You're not selling them at 90, bro. You're lucky that the Air Force bought two for you to get them off your hands to test the Hellfire Ginzu on it. And I'm going to guarantee you the Ginzu is going to shred this like it shreds everything else. That Cybertruck ain't that tough. The exoskeleton isn't that tough. I'd say the Air Force is pretty progressive for doing this, especially after watching that dipshit Ramzan Kadyrov drive around with his special edition Cybertruck that Elon Musk sent him, and then he put a 50 cal on the back. So good for them being creative, testing it out. Tesla sells two more Cybertrucks that it couldn't possibly move because they're just sitting in parking lots because they're overpriced. This should be a book called Beyond Win-Win. What a great deal.
here's a video of the Kadyrovians with their tactical Cybertrucks.
What a
Do you
bunch
remember
of
the video?
idiots.
Like a year and a half,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
a year ago, this thing came out.
Look at these
And they're
idiots.
driving around with their green Cybertrucks with the LED lights on. Very tactical.
This thing couldn't stop a 22 long rifle. Stop the nonsense.
And it's all swerving on that dirt. Like the Cybertruck's like swerving when it hits the sand. It's like, we're out of here. Look at this. Oh man.
TikTok warriors.
Yeah. My favorite part of this video is when they shoot the drone
These idiots.
that is stationary. I don't even think that 50 cal is attached to that thing because it was moving around. Oh, I guess it is in the back.
Let's see. Come on. Where's this? Is this North Carolina?
No, this is in Chechnya.
What's all these pine trees?
I don't know.
Oh, look at we shoot drones from the back of the Cybertruck. Man, that thing's jumping around.
And then it explodes.
No, I bet you they had a self-detonate. I think they self-detonated. They didn't hit that.
No.
They're not even using tracers.
It was all staged. No, of course not. It was all staged.
So this is why the Chechens are made fun of. They are so backwards idiots. This is why they're made fun of. This is why they don't serve on the front lines anymore. Casualties they take are huge. They're used primarily as border troops and blocking troops to kill other Russians who don't advance. So they use them now to go behind them. Go forward. If you turn around, we're going to shoot you. That's what they're used for.
Do you remember this video?
Oh, Lord.
Do you remember this video?
I did.
The Tesla. You never seen this? When they
first stop the nonsense. It's 2019. Of course, I saw it.
Okay. Oh, okay. When they first unveiled this.
He's the lead engineer, by the way. I forget his guy's name. He's the lead engineer.
Bonk. And he breaks the window. It's supposed to be bulletproof glass.
It's not bulletproof glass. If it's bulletproof glass, it'd be like, an inch thick.
Why would he do that? Like, why would they use a ball? Why not a brick?
It's like a metal ball.
Yeah, like why would they use a...
Hit the next one.
And it breaks the next one. Oh, maybe it's the back window that's strong. No, it's not.
Shattered.
Idiots.
Well, it didn't go through.
Moron.
So this sums up the Cybertruck. This sums up the Cybertruck history.
Tell me about the Cybertruck.
Well, what a flop on sales. Like this was supposedly 1.2 million people have taken orders. No, they haven't. And then once your price went from 50K to 100K, like 1.19999 million people bailed on you because you couldn't keep a promise and you couldn't keep it at a reasonable price that someone would buy it at. So right now the Cybertruck sales-wise is a flop.
Well, it's just a stupid looking thing. It's like an oddity. Like, do you want to...
If you get the value out of it, great. If it's a reasonably priced product with tremendous value, I'd get one.
What does it do better? Does it do anything better than, like, let's say the electric Hummer? Like, is there one thing it does better?
It's even cheaper than the Hummer, which is saying something. I think Hummers go for like $125, most of them.
Right.
No, probably not. It's got. I saw a Cybertruck in my kid's high school yesterday. It's got all-wheel steering.
Sure.
like all wheels turn. So this
Like
dude
crab
was,
walking.
yeah, but
Yeah.
which the Hummer does, which they took from the Hummer after they found out the Hummer was doing that too. So it's tremendous steering. I've
What
talked to
about
a
the
couple of people who own it.
self-drive? What
Stealth
about the
drive? What does that mean?
self-drive?
Oh,
The
self drive.
self-drive.
I
Self-driving.
personally, I personally don't think it's worth it. So I don't think
Yeah.
it's worth paying 15K uh, to have the car, air quotes, drive for you. I can drive just fine. I'm not medically impaired. Why would I drop 15K for a novelty? Like I
I
argue
don't
about
know.
this with friends all the time about the
I don't
utility
know.
of full self-driving. I'm like, to me,
But
it's
isn't
not
it
worth it.
nice? Isn't it nice, like,
Nice what? What
not
does
to
that
have
mean?
to?
What
Well,
does
I
that
don't
mean?
know. Like,
You still got to sit in your car seat. You still have to have your hands on the steering wheel. You still have to have your face presented in a forward location with the camera looking back at you to ensure that you're doing this, because there's tremendous liability. If like what
right?
you're gonna sit there with your hands in your pants watching a video or playing a video game, and then you get in a car
That's
accident
exactly what people would do.
and you kill somebody. So it's
Yeah.
not like you're personally not getting much out of this, because you must be in the seat, forward looking, hands on the wheel, or at least one hand on the wheel. So what's it get you? It's not like in your back seat taking a nap.
Yeah. I guess you're right. I guess you're right.
So for
Still,
me,
be nice to.
15 grand for that. So are you going to spend 15 grand on a nice to have?
I
If
don't
you,
know.
so
You
I
know.
already made a decision. I'm not. I'm not spending 15K for something that's nice. Okay.
All right.
If you're
I don't
elderly,
know.
if you're drunk, if you're impaired driver, this could be tremendously useful to you. But if you're not an impaired driver in some way, is it worth
So
15K?
if you're drunk driving a Cybertruck and you are looking forward with your hands on the wheel, it'll drive. It'll just drive itself. It'll
Absolutely.
just get you home.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. If you're an alcoholic, it's totally worth it.
It's worth
100%.
15K. Yeah, right.
100%.
Or you're elderly.
That's one DUI,
Yep. I'm in
right?
Tucson, where there's several thousand elderly people who shouldn't be on the road whatsoever. This could extend their driving life by years,
Yeah.
for elderly
Good.
who don't have the faculties anymore.
And good for all of us too, because old people are still going to drive, even though they shouldn't, and they're
Oh,
going to be out
100%.
there.
I know that because several of them have almost run me off the road,
Hey, I'm going to drive till I'm like 1,000. I'm going to
most
keep
likely.
driving. I want to be able to see the road. I don't care. I'll be out there till they pull me out of the car.
Thank you for the public service announcement.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Look at this. Here's a video from our friend Andrew,
Oh,
friend of the podcast, Perpetua.
yeah. He's a smart dude.
Let's
And
watch this video.
and this dude grinds.
Here's a couple of Russians just sitting around, taking a smoke break. Surprise, assholes.
So building, Russian troops in it.
Suka!
Window, no glass anymore. Oh.
Nothing. Boom. Boom.
Look, these guys are taking
I can
a
just
smoke
watch this all
break.
day. I can
So
watch
there's a
this
guy
all
on
day.
the right. Is there a guy on the left too?
There's a bunch of guys in here. 1, 2, 3, 4,
It's a
5, 6
squad.
guys.
It's an
It's a
infantry
whole
squad.
whole rifle squad. Boom. I can just watch this all day as like how dangerous is the world we live in, where a little electronic Chinese toy can fly through the window and kill everybody in the room.
Well, we don't know how big the charge was on this thing.
Yeah. Well, no matter what, let's say worst case, it's a M67 grenade size explosion, right? Worst case,
maybe you wound 3 of these guys, 3, 4.
you're gonna get a bunch of these guys are gonna be hurt,
Fragments,
and incapacitated.
blast.
Now, best case for the Ukrainians, worst case for the Russians, it's one of those C4 block house destroyers. Now, if it was one of those, these guys would be liquidated.
Oh, you're done. And the buildings, reflect the blast in. The building the walls reflect the blast. There's nowhere for the blast to go. It's contained in the room.
It's just like the comments on that video were pretty cantankerous, I would say, because Andrew said something like, if you don't think the character of warfare has changed, then just look at this. And then people are like, oh, look, an artillery round would do maybe do worse damage if it. I'm like,
Yeah, no
but
shit.
it's a probability thing. Do you know the probability of an artillery round hitting right in the center of that
Low.
fucking building?
Low.
Low. Do you know the probability of a fucking Chinese drone flying through the
100%.
window? High.
100%.
Very high.
Going through every time.
It's so sure. Yeah, there's other things that can kill you on the fucking battlefield. We got it. We know
Andrew
that.
got it right. The naysayers
Yes.
got clowned. Hey,
Yes,
Andrew,
Andrew
we got your
nailed it.
back, bro. If you're listening to the program, we know you are. Got your back, bro.
Friend of the podcast.
Got your back.
Yeah. Lots of things can kill you on the battlefield. There's 100 different ways to die. A tank could shoot a 120 millimeter round through the window and kill all you guys too. We got it. But with an FPV drone that can go 20 kilometers and fly right up your asshole, like what is more likely to kill you? A sniper that might be 700 meters away just by chance?
Hiding in the bushes.
Just by chance? Sure, that guy or woman is going to kill you if you're within 700 meters of him and you're just happening to stand still and he can see you or she can see you. Got it. But nothing else is going to kill you like a drone in a 20-kilometer radius. I mean, Jesus. Yeah.
Imagine if it had C4 on it. Imagine if it had like 3 pounds of C4 strapped to it. Oh my God, it's going to drop the building. It's going to drop the roof.
Yeah. And then what do you do? If you don't die from the blast, if you don't
you better
die
hope you do. You better hope you do.
No one's coming to save you.
Nobody.
No one's going to come and extricate your fucking wounded body from a pile of rubble.
Care. The Russians don't care.
They won't even stop and get you on the side of the road. Do you think they're going to go and lift bricks?
No, dude, no. You're an expendable asset. The Russian commanders don't give a shit. You're a piece of cattle.
They're not going to go get you. They're not going to go get you.
They're like, oops. And then they're going to carry you as missing in action so they don't have to pay the death benefits to your family, dude. And then the Russian commanders, whoever has access to your money, skims that shit off the top. So you're going to be missing in action, MIA, AWOL. They're going to lie about it to pocket your fucking monthly paycheck and death benefits because that's what the corrupt Russian system does. They don't care about you.
Your best bet is to just die in the blast so you don't lie there and die in 3 days of dehydration. Okay, because that's a worse way to go.
The nature of warfare has changed. Ubiquitous drone warfare has changed the face of warfare. If you ignore it, like most of the U.S. military, you are a fool.
Yeah, 100%. To say that, I mean, those comments that, oh, yeah, a tank would do the same thing.
Okay.
Artillery would do the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we know.
Okay.
We know that could do it, but the probability, it's all probability and statistics.
So could a HIMARS. Okay, but they ain't $500 cheap drones that a 17-year-old playing Call of Duty can fly, dude. This is easy.
Yeah.
It's the easy button. It's cheap.
It's cheap, easy, and highly effective way to kill people.
And you know what? As soon as that dude does that, he launches the next drone. All right, mission complete. Send it in. Get our points in the centralized system. Let me fly another one out. Okay.
Yeah, it's not going to stop. It's not like we used our one drone. We've got 30 drones
lined up,
ready to go. That brings me to this video.
Fist bump each other, give them a Starbucks gift card, launch the next one, bro.
Yep. That brings me to this video. And it's just all it is it's just Ukrainian drone video. And it's just a bunch of drones flying around with the traditional techno music in the background. And the posting on this video, something Russian.
Something.
The point of this was, the post was, this is what you get for $26,000. That was the post. And basically what you get is like hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage to the Russian army. And so when
it's a vehicle or something.
Yeah, it's something. It could be an ATV. I don't know. Anyways, hundreds of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars of damage for $26,000 in donations to the Ukrainian army. So when I say 150 billion would end this war, That's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean when I say $150 billion in U.S. cash would end this war overnight. Boom.
Now, aren't most of these Ukrainian drones made domestically now?
Yes, they are.
Like 90%.
Yeah, everything except, I guess, the fiber optics. I guess they're having a problem ramping up the production of fiber optic cable inside Ukraine.
Oh, guess what you need for fiber optic cables? Rare earth elements. Huh. Let's tie that
What
into the
rare
global
earth?
supply chain.
Which ones do you know?
I'm going to go down a limb here. I might say erbium. Let me
Because
see.
isn't fiber optic cables just kind of like glass? Some kind of manipulated glass? Should we look this up? Should we chat GPT this?
I'm pulling up my critical. Yeah, you could. I'm pulling up my critical minerals spreadsheet here that I wrote for my book. But we're not here to plug a book. That's rude. I would never do that. But if you were interested in critical minerals warfare, you could probably
Minerals
buy
Warfare
this book.
Redux.
Yep, that you could probably buy it on Amazon. I'm just saying. So did I get that right? That's erbium. Let's see. Boom! Nailed it. I am an expert on critical minerals. It is used in fiber optics. Erbium.
What? How do you remember that?
Dude, because I spent a year on this.
You are an expert.
Minerals
Warfare.
Thank you. And I have a spreadsheet to keep track of all this stuff because it's so confusing.
Do you have a section on like minerals that are used in the Ukrainian war? Like
no, because they all are.
Oh,
well, gotcha. I do have a section on the so yes, the Ukrainian minerals industry and the minerals enterprise, but as opposed to like what minerals and metals are specifically used in the war, I'll be like, yes, all of them. Pick one. They're used somehow. If you want to talk magnets, you want to talk about batteries. So every little drone probably has 5 different critical minerals in it. You want, depending on the battery, it's probably lithium, graphite, manganese, cobalt, and then they dope it with NCM, nickel, cobalt, manganese. Also has lithium, also has graphite. 5 different minerals right there just for your battery. And then they'll also dope it with fluorspar acid. And then talk about the magnets. Talk about rare earth permanent magnets. By the way, China, is has a monopoly of this. That's used in every single drone. Anyway, so you start like delving into this, it's complicated. But yeah, erbium is known for use in fiber optic. I guess you want to call it cables, just like
interesting.
That. Anyways,
so I guess China still has kind of a stranglehold on the fiber optic cable production, and so they still buy their fiber optic. But Ukraine's not using that many fiber optic drones relative to
Russia.
Relative to Russia, yeah, it's like 5%.
Russia's drone game is very strong. Like we can't like write it off. It's just Ukrainians. The Russian drone game is strong. They use the same tactics. They land their drones. They save energy. They ambush. They're competent. Ukraine can't do maneuver warfare either.
No, they've come a long ways. I mean, they've really caught up fast. When the FPV drones started flying, that's when they started catching up. They realized that they needed to do something.
But it's interesting. Russia used this early on in the Donbass War. You read about the Donbass War, 2014 to 2022. You see casualties being taken by the Ukrainians by Russian drones. Interesting. But then how Ukraine just leaped ahead when Russia invaded the second time.
Yeah, that's what they probably used the drones, like you said, in the Donbass, and then so did Ukraine. And then that's what helped them, when the Russians invaded. I mean, that really helped them dial in their tank artillery. When I say tank artillery, they were using T-72s as artillery pieces.
Sad.
Sad. And other artillery, Soviet era artillery to defend Kyiv and the outer regions.
Right.
But yeah, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this this Maginot Line thing that the Ukrainians are building. So these advanced trenches.
That's like a trench frame.
So I'm here in a new trench system that is further away from the front lines, but it has been built in very deep into the ground. We are multiple feet below here. It's very cold and chill. It's nice during this warm weather. Okay, now I'm outside of the trench, and you see this exit point, and the Ukrainians really have these defensive lines made now all over the front lines. So if the Russians keep pushing, the defensive lines of the Ukrainians just get stronger. This protect.
I wouldn't be too cocky, bro. I wouldn't get too cocky.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Look, defensive lines are, as we've found out from history, they're not all encompassing. They're not. You can't defend the entire front with one line. They're just interlocking pieces of defense.
France did.
Okay, I don't think they did though.
Dude, the Maginot Line worked. Germans did not go through the Maginot Line.
That's true.
The Maginot Line 100% worked. The Germans never went through it. They went around it. It worked.
Did it? It only worked from the idea that it kept the Germans from going through that territory. It didn't work in the sense of it defended France.
Well, you would have to build it all around France, and they did not.
Mm-hmm.
The Maginot Line worked. Do you know who the Maginot Line is named after? Private Maginot, who was a private in the French infantry in World War I. And he was
Why was it named after him?
Oh, because he later became, I don't know, was he the Minister of Defense or something?
Oh,
like 20 years later, this dude made rank, and he was a high-ranking official in the French government, and it was named after him. And he's like, I lived this in World War I. We're going to do it right this time. And you know what? It worked, but they went around it.
Well, from watching this video, it makes me think that, the longer this war goes on, the more chance that Ukraine has of just building these massive defenses. But I'm not so sure that this is going to keep them safe.
Right. Well, you'd have to.
I'm not sure it's going to keep them safe because
you'd have to do this massively.
The front line right now is 1,000 kilometers.
Right.
And that doesn't really count Belarus, right?
Right.
So or maybe it does. What is the total frontage of border between Belarus and Russia?
I don't think it includes Belarus. I think so the zero line doesn't include it.
Maybe it's 1,500 kilometers, maybe 2,000 miles.
I'm going to say that's a lot. It's a lot.
I'm going to say that's a lot.
They haven't built 1,000 clicks of this.
Yeah, but it is
smart.
I don't. Looking at those defenses, is this just going to be some kind of alternate urban warfare at some point where you have to go into these complexes, these tunnel complexes, and you have to fight it out inside the tunnels, like
if you want to clear
Gaza?
Them.
It's basically Gaza.
Yeah. If you want to clear them,
I don't. Can you fix some of this stuff? Can you just fix it and just roll over it?
Sure.
I guess you don't want people popping out in your back.
Of course you could.
Popping out
right.
In your rear area.
So it's like so remember Soledar, right? 2020, late 2022, early 2023. Wagner took
salt mines.
Yeah, Soledar. I don't know, hundreds of kilometers of underground salt mines. But you know what? Can't fit vehicles in them. They're kind of narrow.
Some of them you could. Some of them could. They're huge.
Yeah,
they're gigantic.
But the Russians didn't. You had to pump air down in there. They had an air system. The Ukrainians turned air systems off. You could. It was not designed for vehicular traffic. So anyways, the Russians never really capitalized on them like that. There's some nuance to that, but yeah, if everyone goes underground, now you got to clear it.
There was a story, I don't remember where I saw it, but it was last week or early this week, where the Russians have developed these little carts for carrying humans through the liquefied natural gas tunnels and similar things. So basically you get on these little go-karts and you ride them through the tunnels for infiltrating through large, for example, liquefied natural gas tunnels, like they did in Suja. It's not an ATV; it's just like a little tiny cart. I'll try to find the reference.
Isn't an ATV a little tiny cart?
No. I'm talking like a little tiny You know those little robots that they have in Amazon warehouses that move things around? Those little things. And you get on them and you just ride them on your belly, like through the pipe. It's for riding through pipes.
Oh.
Pipe trolley, if you will.
And I know
Yeah.
a term I've heard in pipes is called a blind pig, but they
What?
use that for maintenance. They send this round cylindrical thing through the pipes, and it checks for cracks and damages, and there's cameras on it, and it records data. They call it a blind pig.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're welcome for that detail from a class, a critical infrastructure vulnerability course I took through SOCOM in 2017. You're welcome.
So you did get something out of it. Blind pig.
Yeah, I was able to bring this
remembered?
up on the podcast. Yeah, but this guy, they would send it through for pipe maintenance. And I talked to one of the mechanics or whatever, and his job was to do pipe maintenance for this natural gas company. And he was like, yeah, we send this through periodically, make sure it's not jammed. They'll look for cracks if it needs repairs. He's like, what are you going to do, walk along, 100 miles of pipe? You're like, just send this thing through and collects data. Russia's own version.
You think they actually, at one time, they sent real pigs, like live pigs, through those pipes to see if they
We're done.
had
Okay.
gas?
Yeah, we're done here.
Like canaries?
Yeah,
like,
we're done, bro.
Okay.
Oh, dude, what the fuck
No.
are you talking about?
Right. Hey,
No, they
I
never
don't
did
know.
that. By the way, they
What?
also call a blind pig, and I don't know if it's elsewhere in Detroit. A blind pig is also vernacular
Is that a
for
handicapped cop?
no speakeasy.
What? Speakeasy is a blind
Speakeasy.
pig?
They call
Okay.
it a blind pig. At least in Detroit, they did.
And other useless information.
Because I used to live outside of Detroit and worked in the city a little bit. And anyways,
In the 20s? In the 1920s?
No, dude, they still call it that. It was from Detroit. They still call it a blind pig. You'll hear dudes talk about going to a blind pig. It's it's a mock speakeasy, a modern mock speakeasy that they're still trying to, bring back the old school good times.
Yeah, we have one of those in Colorado Springs.
In Detroit city limits, you better be packing, bro. You better have a concealed carry permit, and you better be packing heat. You
Really?
cross 8 Mile. 8 Mile is the official
Eminem.
northern limit of Detroit city
Eminem
limits.
movie.
Yeah, Michigan is logical. It's 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile, 50 mile. It's this grid. It's logical grid. It's the Midwest. Anything south of 8 Mile is Detroit city limits proper. You better be packing, dude, when you cross 8 Mile. I'd recommend it.
Thank you for this. Thank you for that PSA.
You ever go to Detroit, you better be packing.
That's good, sound advice.
Or don't live there and don't go there.
That's great. I don't want to end on that.
You're welcome.
Let's end on this.
I say whatever I want. War Week Friday. This is useless. This is useless.
It is War Week Friday.
This is useless.
Let's look at this fucking thing.
This is useless.
Let me make sure the sound's off because I know there's going to be techno sound.
This ain't cool, bro. This ain't cool.
What do we got here? We're looking at a video of a Ukrainian ground drone, like a robot that's tracked, and it carries like 6 FPV drones.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Who gives a shit?
What does this get you?
This is stupid. This is some stupid bullshit. Why are you wasting your time on this?
No,
if I was Ukraine,
what this could do, and I don't think it's that good. This could remove the launch site from your actual position. This gets the launch site away from your position. Okay, you could follow this thing back to where it came from. You could hit this with a drone itself. I just don't see what this thing gets you. It doesn't move fast. You fucked up and made it tracked. It should be wheeled. You made this more complicated and expensive than you need to. I don't see what this gets you.
Yeah, this is some garage laboratory bullshit here.
What does this get you?
I don't know. I don't like your hypothesis that it removes you from your launch site, because think about it. You got to bring this drone back somewhere so they can track the ground drone, and it moves slow so they can.
They could track. I said they could follow it back to your position.
Yeah, and you can launch drones. I don't know. Yeah,
the thing was driving like 3 miles an hour. It's not like it's fast.
Yeah, I don't get
How long would it take to go a click? Half an hour? Like, what does this get you?
The concept of the operation, you got to have some reason. That's We build things, and not just the Ukrainians, but the Americans. Everybody does it. Every military does it. We build things just because we can. We don't have a concept of the operation before we build it. We're just going to we'll figure it out. We build it, and then you figure out what to do with it. Well, that's dumb. It's not solving any requirements.
Yeah, I don't see how this is advantageous. How this gives you some kind of tremendous capability. I'm not seeing it.
No, that's why so many of these videos, like that we see about the Ukrainian war or Ukrainian technology. Oh, look at what they're doing now.
Right.
This is amazing. Yeah, okay, you're doing it, not to scale.
Not everything's amazing. Yes, not everything's amazing.
Yeah, but there's a lot of bullshit out there, and that's one of them. The robot that carries.
Yeah, and we
drones.
debunk bullshit. That's part of the services we provide.
That's right. Military technology. It's we try to figure out what's bullshit.
Yeah, we're all over it. I mean, we're basically engineers. Yeah,
that's right. I mean, the first rule of thumb to discern whether military technology is bullshit is: did Lockheed Martin build it?
Then it's bullshit.
That is bullshit. Rule number one. It's easy. This job's easy. Who built it? Raytheon? It's bullshit.
Complete bullshit.
Yeah. All right. Well, good chat. Good chat. We didn't mention that today was the deadline for the ceasefire, peace agreement, whatever you want to.
Who's even talking about it?
Like,
who's even talking about it?
Yeah, we didn't talk about Trump giving Putin an audience, which is a stupid fucking idea for free. Don't give anything out for free, not to that jackass Putin. Anyways. Yeah, we'll be back Monday.
You nailed it. We'll discuss that Monday.
Yeah, well, guess what? This war will still be going on Monday, even though we're 2 days past the deadline. Hey, if you like the Flash Traffic podcast, thumbs up it on whatever you're listening to or watching.
I love it.
Up.
I love the podcast.
Yeah,
rate it's a lot of fun.
Comment.
Highly rate it.
Forward it to people and say, hey, look, check this out.
Cousins, your girlfriend.
Yeah, do us a favor.
Fiance.
People you don't even know.
Great conversation
just random strangers
at a bar, coffee shop. Dude, put your phones together, tap it, send it to them, bro. They'll appreciate it. That's what I do. No one talks to me anymore, but that's a different story.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Fuck them. I got the podcast. I don't need anyone talking to me.
The Flash Traffic Podcast.